Today, I thought I would do a little video presentation about something found in the Talmud. Jewish myth, a lot of people believe, about the Tree of Souls, otherwise known as the Gulf, G-U-F, sometimes spelled as G-U-P-H. Let's just talk about it for a little bit. Gulf, also transliterated Gulf or even Gulf, is a Hebrew word meaning body. In Jewish mysticism, the chamber of Gulf, also called the Otsar, Hebrew word for treasury, is the treasury of souls located in the seventh heaven. In the book of Enoch, you read about different levels of heaven. I think it mentions up to 9, perhaps more. But let's read a little bit more here and see what the background is. According to Jewish mythology, in the Garden of Eden there is a tree of life, or the tree of souls, that blossoms and produces new souls which fall into the gulf, the treasury of souls. Gabriel reaches into the treasury and takes out the first soul that comes into his hand. Then Layla, the angel of conception, watches over the embryo until it is born. According to Rabbi Isaac Luria, the trees are resting places for souls. Sparrows can see the souls descend, explaining their joyous chirping. The tree of souls produces all the souls that have ever existed or will ever exist. When the last soul descends, the world will come to an end. According to the Talmud, the Messiah will not come, soul can fulfill. Even in Cadmon, God's original intention for humanity was a supernal being, androgynous and macrocosmic, co-equal in size with the universe. When this Adam sinned, humanity was demoted to the flesh and blood, bifurcated and mortal creatures we are today. Let's look at this a little more. It's not about language, but about a mythological belief. The word Gulf is transliterated from the Hebrew word Guf or Gup, and literally means body. In Jewish mysticism or mythology, there is a chamber of Gulf called the Otsar, which in Hebrew for treasury or the treasury of souls, which was believed to be in the seventh heaven, wherever that is. For Jews, the Gulf is a term that the Talmud uses to refer to the repository of all unborn souls, where near the tree of life was the tree of souls that was supposed to blossom, producing new souls which would then fall into the Gulf or the treasury of souls, allegedly fell upward into the believed seventh heaven. The tree of souls was thought to be the source of all human souls that had ever lived or will ever live, but how Adam and Eve came apart from the tree of souls has never been explained. They believed that when the tree of souls is empty, then the Messiah would come, and by their belief system, even a baby that's born brings us a step closer to the Messiah. Empties, but when we empty ourselves and trust in Christ, we have no other means by which we can be saved. Souls into this tree, all the future souls that would ever be into this tree, and the Messiah could not come until they were all born. Seems a little out there, but it's interesting to read this stuff so that we can know what our ancient forefathers were reading, so we have a better context or understanding for why some of their beliefs develop. Let's read a little more. The Gulf is a term the Talmud uses to refer to the repository of all unborn souls. The Talmud is the Jewish commentary on the Torah, or the Old Testament, and especially the first 5 books of the Bible known as the Pentateuch. Jewish tradition states that the Talmud began as oral teachings handed down from Moses that were eventually completed sometime between the 4th and 2nd century BC. Literally, the word Guf means body. The Talmud essentially says the Messiah will not arrive until there are no more souls in the Guf. The Talmud is saying that there are a certain number of souls in heaven waiting to be born. They wait in heaven, heavenly repository called the Gulf, and the Messiah will not arrive until every souls are created. But the concept of the Gulf does not agree with what the Bible does teach about the origin of the soul. It is far more biblical to hold that God creates each human soul at the moment of conception, or that the human soul is generated along with body, the physical spiritual union of conception. However, there are scriptures in the Bible where God says that he knew a person even before they were created. So it's just interesting to think about, to review, to have some understanding about what ancient scholars who were just as smart as we are and just as spiritual were reading the book of Jubilees, the book of Enoch, and other books which are not necessarily canon, but they were reading them. We don't like to think about that, but these people were reading them. And if you do your research, you will see that even the disciples quoted from some of these books in the Gospels. I wish everybody a good day.